be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. to catch Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR.
Tune in.
I can't hear it.
It's on. We on. We live.
We're live now? Yeah. Oh.
Oh, you late.
What the?
You. I mean, we
Yeah, what
live.
the? Son of a. Yep.
You want to try it over again?
Yep. Let me.
Rewind.
That's right. Good evening. This is hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, Facebook family? What's up, TikTok family? We usually speak to y'all ahead of time, but we didn't this time. So so y'all, everybody's getting the big hello all at once. This is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR, and of course I am JR, and my lovely daughter and co-host is over there on the right. Charlie, what's up, Charlie?
Hey, Dad. I'm glad you know we live. I'm good.
I know we live now. I learned quick.
Yeah, you did.
So
Better
so
be
how?
alternative, huh?
That's right. So how was the day?
Today was excellent.
It was excellent. Did you have a showing or something today? Or?
You know, today was actually a relaxed day,
Oh.
but it was a green day.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go.
I love the green.
Yes.
And so how the legs holding up? She has gotten back into working out, y'all. So she's
I exercised for the first time on Monday in probably like almost 3 months.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly.
Ooh, we gotta talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
she had the waddle thing going on with
I'm like, I hadn't used that muscle. Like,
but that's a good thing. It's a start.
It's a start. So I'm still slow boogie. I'm just like,
That is
what is
funny.
going on? Yeah. So the upper body is not so bad. I mean, I walk every day, but I'm just trying to figure out why the glutes and the leg just it's a little tender.
That's all right. That just means you was using muscles that you haven't used in a long time.
A long time.
But you have to just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And,
That soreness ain't no joke though.
no, it ain't.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
When was the last time you were sore from working out, Dad?
Well, actually, I experienced, a little soreness quite
Just because of
regularly.
age?
Yeah, she got me, Kim.
Hey, we done both age.
I wasn't prepared. She got me. So, so let me go ahead and get the little bit of housekeeping out of the way. Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR is brought to you by Kiss Wealth Now, taking care of not half, not some, but all of your commercial and residential real estate needs. Tell them how to get Kiss Wealth Now, Charlie.
You can get to Kiss Wealth Now, all together, Kiss Wealth Now on all social media platforms. You can reach out to me, 214-738-4913, and we are here to provide custom mortgages and really give you a loan that's going to fit your family's need. It's going to create you some generational wealth.
Yep, and let me just give her a few flowers. She is it was number 6 in the state for doing first time in the state of Texas, y'all. That's a lot of real estate.
That's a lot of real estate.
That was a lot of real estate. You know what I'm saying? When I got to Texas, I was driving and I was like, this is Texas.
This is
2 days later,
Texas.
I'm still driving and I ain't got nowhere. So yeah, no,
Exactly.
Texas is a
and
big
you know
state.
what? They emailed me 2 days ago, so I'm excited. There's another program that they're rolling out for the state of Texas where buyers can get up to $50,000 in down payment assistance. So they asked me to be a part of that. So I'm like super excited to be able to, give, because I actually had a client close last week who got $49,700 in down payment assistance, and that was just a city program.
Oh.
So now the state of Texas is doing the same thing, and so I'll be able to
Expand.
I'll be able to administer those funds to those people who qualify. So,
down payment assistance, that's another reason to contact Kiss Wealth Now. 214-738-4913, kisswealthnow.com, all together.
All together.
And we're working on it, but we do like to also say that our health is our wealth.
Yes.
So because if you get all that money and you're flat on your back and you can't spend it, somebody is going to figure out a way to spend it for you. And you want to spend your own money.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? So we are also brought to you by Top Notch Sports. The Top Notch Sports provides referees for different sports. I guess high school, junior high school,
Exactly.
college
They
sports.
officiate the games.
Officiating. And so if you are interested in being an a referee for a particular sport, reach out to us. You can reach out to us at Kiss Wealth. No, not Kiss Wealth. SpeakNFacts at Gmail.
Right.
Kim was like, you better learn that email we just set up. So SpeakNFacts at Gmail. You can reach us that way. You can reach out at my cell phone 469. 254-6470. Yeah, the memory was
ladies
just fading.
Call them. No.
And of course, that was two old jokes. And you can also reach out to us at 214-738-4913. Again, Top Notch Sports. They are looking for people that want to be referees in different sports. You can earn money. And it is a great way to help young people, help yourself, serve your community. So again, Top Notch Sports. We also very quickly want to acknowledge our alter egos, the Fly Guy and the Fly Girls. Don't call it a comeback because I've been fly.
All right, now.
I know, right?
That is Fly Money over there on my right. And the other Fly Girl back there, our producer, Kim, is AKA This Shit's Fly. What's up, Kim? She's a little vocal today.
Yeah, she's reading something.
We got Taylor over there on the knobs and failures. Faders. What's up, Taylor? See, failures. See, that's that old age setting in, huh? See, I can play along. That's all right, because I'm still standing. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So anyway, at this point, I want to go ahead and let you introduce our very esteemed and special guest for this evening.
Yes. So, Ms. Barnett, I met you. We talked about this the last time. It was last year in Fort Worth at Rachel's event, which she's a girl's girl. And what is I'm trying to remember the name of the.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, I know, right? I know, we both kind of
like,
this is that, that older women brain.
Yes,
well,
ma'am.
we both talking about.
Yeah.
But you are a guru for health and fitness, right?
Yes,
and you started doing health and fitness for yourself or for other people. I'm trying to remember.
Oh no, I've been in the health and fitness industry for over 15 years.
Okay,
so
look at, yeah. And I saw that too, over 15 years.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
so, but right now, I guess specializing in women with going through menopause and some other things. I mean, and I guess I don't know. I'm a day over 21, but I'm probably about that menopause.
Yes, me too, girl.
I'm like forever. I mean, I might be 29 and whole.
Yeah.
That's so y'all notice that I've gotten 2.5, 3 old jokes already, but she's a day over 21. I just want y'all to keep track of this.
Let the math be math.
Figure it out. Like, how's my kid older than me? I have no clue. But we are so glad that you decided to come on and have a conversation with us and talk about your business, and also it's a passion of yours, health and wealth and all the things that go on along with it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So go ahead and tell the audience about you.
Okay. Hello. First of all, thank you guys for just having me here. I'm super excited. My name is Shalonda Barnett. I am a menopause health and fitness specialist coach, where I teach women or I coach women online, one-on-one or in group, just how to betterment themselves when it comes to their menopause journey. It could be when it comes to fitness, when it comes to your relationship with food, and also the mindset. So I just do an overview of everything when it comes to just health and wellness when it comes to women.
Love it. And definitely the mind. That's something.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. We get sharper, but we might get a little angry.
Oh yeah, the mood swings, all that. All that comes together, all under one umbrella. So yeah.
And so now, obviously, you work with the ladies, but do the men say, "Well, how do I deal with this? Is there another class for them, or is this? You give the women homework on how to be better to the?"
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation on that end. Right. But I think for the most part, I try to focus on the ladies because we're going through this, and a lot of times we don't have that support system. So we kind of like try to better ourselves first.
Right, yes.
And then once we kind of get ourselves together and get some type of normalcy, and then we can kind of like filter into our husbands and partners.
Right,
so
this is how you do with me while I'm going through
Yeah.
Get you a blanket, get you a winter coat.
Yes, ma'am, gloves, whatever you need, and
so you can be comfortable.
Yes, and go with the flow. So yes, absolutely.
So now, I guess one of the things they were, that I've been reading upon, because I'm going through it, so I can tell you that when I got my levels tested, I went to the doctor and said, okay, where am I at? Mm-hmm. And so for one of the things that she told me was over the counter at Walmart to get the DHEA. Mm-hmm. And so that along with progesterone. So that's what I've been doing for me. And I won't necessarily say that I had mood swings per se, but, I did feel like I was gaining weight for no reason.
Yeah.
And
she said for no reason.
I mean, no reason.
I was doing everything right. It was just,
I know. Now
see how she just
like everybody else. Like if I was talking to Dr. Now and I was 1,000,000 pounds, I'd be like, all I ate was that tangerine. That's all I ate.
That 400-pound tangerine.
And I remember there was an episode where Dr. I was talking to one of them and was like, so what are you eating? And because they had gained weight. And they're like, well, in the morning I have a tangerine. And Dr. Now is, so you're lying to me.
Yeah. Tangerine plus what?
Yeah. But for the most part, I do watch what I eat, and and I was exercising, and I was doing all the things, and I don't drink sodas. I don't drink Kool-Aid. I drink my water. I drink water all day long. I don't do a lot of sugar stuff. Again, I was just kind of like, what is going on? My appetite, my calorie intake is the same, but the weight.
Oh, absolutely.
It was coming on. So when I did those two things, then it kind of leveled me out, and then I was able to lose.
Okay. Yeah. And everyone is different. I know for me, when I first started being in perimenopause, that was about 5 years ago. That was during COVID. And actually, I didn't know what was going on with my body. And at the same token, I was teaching fitness classes, of course, doing health and wellness and teaching my ladies. And it kind of like just came up on me. And I really didn't know what was going on, with my body. And so I just started doing my own research.
Gotcha.
Because just going to different doctors, they knew just as much as I did. And so at the same token, when we were shut down for the pandemic, I started teaching virtual fitness classes. And while I'm teaching classes, my stomach was getting bigger. And I'm just trying to, and I like gaining like you, gaining. And I'm like, whoop. This is in reverse. Like, like what is really going on?
Yeah.
And so just, going to different doctors and trying to figure it out. And then you go through all those different stages where you get depressed and you feel a certain type of way because now you're feeling your old self. And it's like things are changing and you can't control that. And so it's like when I went through that particular phase, and just trying to figure things out, it was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to take the initiative and figure it out for myself. And so that's what I started doing, just start educating myself, talking to different doctors, and finally found a doctor. And, I tell women all the time, every woman is different. Your story is going to be totally different from another person's story. And you just have to do what's best for you.
Correct,
and what works for you.
Yeah, I was going to ask, though I'm still going to ask that actually, but because I remember, you remember Docky, right? I remember, my father's last wife. She was going through menopause, and she was just like, she would have both of them going, and so I was a teenager, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with her. So let's just talk about the different symptoms and effects of menopause, because like you said, there's a part of all of our existence that is unique. Man or woman, there's a part of all of our existence that's unique. So what's the different ways that menopause affects women?
Oh my goodness. So again, I'm going to always say every woman is different. And so the different symptoms that a woman, well, first, let me just say, because some women don't even know what stage they're in. And so when we're talking about perimenopause, that is when you're going through different symptoms like maybe mood swings, you may have irregular periods, you may have symptoms, brain fog, fatigue, those things starts to come about. And of course the hot flashes. but it's not, it comes sporadic, right? And so when you actually get into menopause is when you haven't had a cycle for consecutive the entire year, and then you go into postmenopause, and then when postmenopause, you have it for the rest of your life. And so with that being said, when you in perimenopause, or even before you in perimenopause, all the symptoms, you could have like a frozen shoulder, where you can wake up one morning and your shoulder is just stuck. You can have it where your joints are just locked. You have knee issues, joint issues. It's just so many different symptoms that happen. And again, every woman is different. Some women have eczema. You have thinning of your hair falls out. Look, you name it, it is there.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's like, you start talking to different women, and I'm like, oh my God, let me write that down. I haven't heard that one, before, but it's a lot of different symptoms out there, and it's not just the hot flashes. And that's why I tell women all the time, you need to find a menopause specialist, a doctor, to get your levels tested, see where you are with your estrogen level, because for a lot of women, what we typically tend to do is just push forward. Like, we're used to just moving forward no matter what we're going through, no matter what our body's going through. We just continue to move, and people don't realize the impact our hormones have on our body.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about cognitive, and I'm talking about your cardio. And I have a story behind that, because for me, I'm in that field of health and wellness, and never had high blood pressure or anything like that. And like I say, when I started having issues, didn't know what was going on with my body, and I went to the doctor and got blood work done. When I got my results back, I was like, oh my, and the portal, they send you all the information through the portal, and so I'm reading all the information. My A1C was at 6.2. I didn't even know what an A1C was, right? And so I'm looking at my A1C was 6.2. I had high blood pressure. My LDL was high. I had low iron. My vitamin D was low. All these things that I'm like, what is going on with my body?
Right, yeah.
And so when I found a doctor, she did a lot of tests, and then she told me to go and get a bone density test done. And remember, I'm this person that works out 4, 5, 6 days a week. I'm just on this health kick. And so, I didn't really think anything of it. Got the bone density test done, got it back 2 weeks, and found out I had osteoporosis.
Oh, wow.
And so another thing women don't realize is that, as you get older, your bone tends to deteriorate.
Yeah.
That's why strength training is very important for us.
Right.
Very important for us. So, but I did say, when I found out that I had osteoporosis, I said, the devil is a lie.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to reverse it, because it can be reversed. And so I just got my results back probably about 3 weeks ago, and found out now it's osteopenia, where my levels are higher. So it's my bones are strengthening. So, strength training is a must.
Okay. All right, I'm going back to your exercise.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm getting what they call it, a workout band.
Yeah, resistance bands.
Resistance
Yes,
bands.
ma'am.
I didn't even know what it was called. That's that brain fog.
Resistance.
I knew what it was. I just had the name for it. That's that old stuff. But one thing I can say. He got one in. But one thing I can say, that me growing up and hearing about menopause, we didn't hear about perimenopause. I just kept, all I would hear about is menopause. And I associated it was hot flashes. I didn't know that there was anything else. And then, of course, now doing my research and even learning things from you here, knowing that, okay, there's more to it, you know. And then for some women, they can start as early as in their 30s. It's not your 40s. It's not just your 50s.
Absolutely.
And that was news for me too. That women start young in their 30s now, and so
I was just gonna ask you how, because I'm a health nut myself.
Yes.
But how important is being in shape to
I thought you were gonna say
being able to
what she said? That's what to say in this. No. That's age.
No, she was my friend. But how important is being in shape to being able to navigate menopause?
Well, you know what, and it actually starts when you're younger. right? Because all the choices that we made, just look at it like this. In our early adult, we did what we wanted to do. We ate what we wanted to eat. If we wanted to work out, we worked out. If we didn't, we didn't. You know, we kind of like did us, right?
Right.
So that was the first half of our adulthood. And so that can transcend into what that looks like for us as we get older.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you're a person, you're in your 20s, you're taking care of your body, you're doing what needs to be done, not saying that it's going to be easier or worse, but you have a better chance of all the symptoms lessen the symptoms.
Minimizing the symptoms.
Yes,
Yeah.
that you will have. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I know that we're talking about menopause, but is there something that guys go through when we get older? Is there, do we just get crazy?
I think that's what they
We
needed, menopause. They went up. No,
Pause.
Yeah. you know,
stay away, no, Tina.
you know what, men go through a lot, and you know it's funny because you know Gary's sitting right over there, and we've had conversations, things that you guys go through, and we were just talking about that today as far as who are you talking to,
Right,
you know, because
right.
stuff stopped working.
Right,
You
yeah,
know,
right,
or
yeah.
not working, and sometimes people are not in tune with their bodies. They
Right.
just, you know, like, man, I'm just getting older, and it's like, no, you need to go to a doctor and have a
right.
conversation. So
Right.
what does that look like for you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, when you were saying, when you said you had osteoporosis and you said, I'm going to reverse this, I wanted to comment on that because that just having the knowledge that you can heal and the faith that you can make it happen
Right.
is so crucial.
huge, yeah.
I myself had a lump in my chest, and it was benign. I had it removed when I was young. It came back. I had it removed again. It was young, and it started coming back again about 5-6 years ago. And I was like, you know what? Obviously, there's something going on that I'm not paying attention to. So I started paying attention. I started paying attention more to those muscles, and I started paying more attention to even more attention to my diet and things. I went back to the doctor almost a year ago, and that lump is gone. And they were kind of like, where'd it go? And they were kind of like, looking at the different X-rays, but it was gone.
Right.
And so whenever something hurts me, I'm like you. I'm like, the devil's a lie. We're going to get in here. We're going to stretch this out. We're going to work this out. We're going to
Right.
reverse this because aging is something that happens to all of us.
Absolutely.
But being old in a lot of cases is just a choice.
Absolutely.
A choice
Absolutely.
of okay, I'm because I haven't had a pain-free day in a long time. A long time. When I was just, I didn't feel no pain today. And I didn't have that little twinge in my neck or that
Right,
little twinge in my,
right. Yeah.
So, but I can run, I can jump, I can pretty much do what I want to do because I stay in there. You know what I'm saying? It's
you stay
important.
active.
You know,
Yeah.
and you also mentioned listening to your body. It
Correct.
is so men or
important.
women. It is just so important to listen to your body.
Right.
And I would just advise all of us to. Back off, maybe just a little bit on what other people are going through, because the thing about social media, it keeps us in tune with what everybody else is going through, but we
Right.
ignore what we're going through.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So just listen to your body because it will. Trust me, it will tell you.
It will tell
Yeah.
you.
It will tell you.
Yeah.
Yes. Now this has nothing to do with menopause, but a couple years ago I got bit by a scorpion.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And so it was not a good experience
Oh, wow.
at all. But it's venomous, but it's not poisonous. So it does put its stuff in your body. So I went to the doctors, for them to check me out, and all of my numbers were off. They had my cholesterol high. I just had a whole myriad of things. My whole body was off, and it took. I had to go back in 3 months for them to retest me. But during that time, they were like, okay, don't do this, don't do that. And I was like, okay, because I wanted my numbers to be correct. And so if I had been disobedient, I could imagine that my body would not have went back to normal because I was like, I ain't never had sugar. I ain't had high cholesterol. And so, it's just important for us to be obedient. And when something happens, do go to the doctor. That's probably maybe one of the biggest messages because if we get a headache, we're like, oh, forget about it. If it's it might be normal or out of the ordinary, but just go ahead and get yourself checked out so you can treat yourself and catch things soon enough and
Absolutely.
early enough so where you can fix it. It is reversible.
Knowledge is power.
yeah.
Knowledge is power. Yeah, absolutely.
So what is a typical diet like? What is your diet like on a typical day?
You mean as far as a woman that's in menopause, or just
well,
in general?
I mean, just being a healthy person, because I think that you, it seems like to me that your zeal for finding out about menopause came from your zeal about your overall health to begin with.
Yes.
You know.
Well, no. Actually, I teach on a college level. I teach kinesiology.
Uh-huh.
So I've always been in the health and wellness field. So that's what I teach my college students. And so with that, I started my own fitness business over 15 years ago. And so it just transitioned just periodically to just come to this point in my life where I'm at. I'm in menopause, so I need to know about menopause. My ladies that's around me, they're in menopause, so I need to be able to inform them on what they need to do for their bodies now, because we're not where we were 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, so it's just, health is always evolving.
Yeah.
And so it's like you can't be stuck in something. Like I was a cardio queen. I love cardio. I did Zumba, I taught hip hop cardio, but I knew at a certain stage when I started getting older in my late 40s, and I was telling my ladies, y'all, we need to start doing strength training. We need to start picking up some dumbbells. And I knew then that I need to start building my muscles. I need to start doing something different other than cardio.
Right.
And so that's where I'm at now, to try to educate, the ladies that we there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we can't look back. We can't change our bodies and say, you know what, we want to be 20, like how we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
That's not happening,
Yeah. Yeah,
So
no.
now we have to look forward and say, okay, how do I learn to, be a better person from the inside out?
Oh, yeah.
What does that
Yeah.
look like? Because, a lot of times we look at the outer appearance, right?
Yeah.
Like they want to look a certain way on the outside, but on the inside they toe up,
That's
Yeah.
right.
They diabetic, they got high cholesterol, the whole nine, but a lot of times we don't know what it takes to prevent those things from happening or reversing those things. They think that we just have to continue to take blood pressure medicine, all that, all those things. So
and
you
you
don't
don't.
have to,
And strengthening our muscles is so important.
So
And I'm going to
important.
do something that I don't normally do, but I want everybody to know that there's a lot that you can do sitting down.
Oh, absolutely.
So I for example, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And I don't know if this chair will hold me, but
Let's
for
see.
example, you can.
Right.
There you go. There you
Go,
go.
Dad,
There you go.
work it out. I heard a little just snap, crackle, and a pop, but
That's all right.
And this is my daughter. I would hate to think if she was.
You know what? A lot of people can't get them legs up there, so kudos
exactly.
to you. That's what I'm
But
talking about.
but I'm
is
saying
in
that there's-
shape, and I love it.
Yes.
I love
but
it.
there's a lot that you can do sitting down.
Yeah,
You can do.
you don't have to be,
I can turn the chair around and do push-ups on it, which
Right.
I do. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that because at my age, I'm like, standing up is overrated.
Well, and
just
your knees in general. I have on these high heels, and I have several women talking about, oh my goodness, you wear heels, but I'm able to wear heels because I have, and granted, I just stopped just a couple months ago, but I have spent my adulthood exercising.
Yes.
Like my oldest daughter, she used to say, Mommy, are we going to the gym? Because, she was raised that way. I was going to the gym 2-3 times a week. And so that's why I'm like, why have my muscle memory just forgot? What
Oh, you forgot, and then the muscles forgot.
they did. I'm like, why are you sore? You know this word.
I had to get that in there.
You know this word. But yeah, so I attribute a lot of things that I'm still able to do is because of how I treated my body. I did not just eat whatever, and I did exercise. And yes, I'm gonna start back again.
But
regularly.
just think about the women that never exercise.
Yeah.
They may do a little bit here or a little bit there. I meet people where they are. Especially in my coaching program, because women do get intimidated when they go to the gym and they don't know what to do.
Right.
They don't know how to live. I done been to so many group exercise classes, and I know that they're new and they're doing a squat and they're not doing it a proper form.
Right, you hurt your
and
back.
so hurting your back and your knees. And so it's like, I just want to be that person, that go-to person, like, well, Shalonda, how do you do this?
Right.
Okay, I can't do this because I have bad knees, or I had to have a hip replacement. How can I modify and
can
do
work
this?
through
I'm
it.
that person that'll help you to get through that, because people are intimidated. And another thing I tell ladies, I say, we're in our 40s and 50s and 60s. I want you to look at your mom, your great aunt, your grandmother. Look at their health.
Right.
If their health is not where you want to be, I need for you to start making changes.
That's what got me on the health kick, because I was adopted into an older family, and my first 10 to 12 years of my life, I was going to 2 or 3 funerals a year, and these people were they were old and bent over and they couldn't move, and even as a kid, I was like, there's got to be another way. There's got to be. So. I started, little by little, I started picking up things, and around my early 30s, that midpoint you were talking about, I got serious about my diet. I didn't get so serious about exercise yet, but I got serious about my diet,
Which is so important.
Yeah. And you mentioned it. Let's talk about sugar for a second.
I know it tastes so good.
Girl, sugar's the new crack.
Yes,
It's like,
yes.
That's a struggle.
It is,
It's definitely a struggle. And you have to, it's a mind thing and it's a discipline thing. And keep in mind, sugar has, everything has sugar in it.
Right.
Everything. Bread, pasta, everything has sugar in it. And so typically, if I'm talking to like a client and I'm asking them, okay, tell me your diet. And they be like, well, I don't eat sugar, I don't eat cupcakes, I don't eat this. So, okay, I need for you to do a food log for 2 weeks.
Right.
And looking at that food log, they have pasta, they have this, and they have
Bread.
their coffee every morning, and then they have all these creamers that they put in there. And I'm just going down, and then we just break it down, and I'm telling you all these sugars, not the natural sugars, but all these sugars that you are putting in your body every single day.
Yeah.
So
And
those
it's-
cravings are real.
Yeah, and it is important to understand. Well, and just for a second, anything that is bleached, pretty much the nutrients have been removed from it.
Ooh, absolutely.
So that goes for white bread, that goes for white sugar, that goes for white rice. If once they've bleached it, they've removed the nutrients from it. So, but table sugar, it is like you said, it's the new crack, and I realize that, and I don't add sugar to anything. Like you said, there's enough sugar in the food that
Yes,
we
it
eat,
is, yeah.
and it's not so much the natural sugar, like the sugar that's in fruit. That's fructose. That's great. When it's inside the fruit. What corporate America has done is remove fructose from the fruit.
Right.
And once you do that, the body no longer recognizes it. It's because you've changed it, and the body can't process it anymore. So don't get tricked into all this. Sugar-free, because they've stuck high fructose
absolutely.
corn syrup or
Yeah.
all this
Yeah,
other stuff in
I
it
don't do
that is
anything
actually
sugar-free.
worse than the sugar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tell
Yeah.
anybody that say it says fat-free, low sugar, that's the worst of the
worst,
worst.
yeah.
Because whatever they've extracted from that fruit, whatever it is that they've extracted, they've added something worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
So remember, they're wanting it to taste good. But I just, tell people, we are addicted to food.
Yes.
The average person addicted to food, and it's like, now they have every restaurant, they have brunches and, all these different restaurants, and, we love, that's what we fellowship,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
around
Restaurant.
food.
And that's
Yeah.
the worst addiction
And-
to have,
it-
because
it
you
really
need it to
is.
survive.
You need it to survive, but you need to think about how
Right.
to survive, because just because it's there doesn't mean
gotta-
that you
yeah.
have to eat it.
Exactly.
So that's where that discipline comes in at, and it's like
Right.
you just have to. But a lot of times people just don't know.
Right. And for me, I know that, I've done this for years, but I've just trained myself to eat to when I'm satisfied. I really don't try to get full. So I'm I'm gonna say almost like a grazer, I usually I'm not gonna eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll eat some of it and I'll come back to it later. So I might go back to it 2 or 3 times. I don't have to just eat it all at once, because if I do, I'm gonna feel horrible.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that allows you to stretch what it is that you're trying, what your intake is.
It depends, because it depends on what it
you're
is that you're
eating.
eating.
Yeah.
Because people try to manipulate what they're putting in their bodies,
Yes.
And a lot of times they try to say, I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna do this, but then I'm gonna go work out. Or Monday through Thursday, they're eating salads or whatever, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, oh, it's on and popping.
And that
Yeah.
Friday and
I mean,
Saturday and
that's-
Sunday usually erases the Monday through Thursday.
Oh, absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, I will say that, my motto used to be I work out to eat. And then, and that worked when I was younger, but when I got older, I was working out just to try to maintain and then couldn't maintain,
Yeah.
So your body it's talking to you. So yeah, you can't eat fried foods every day, you got to, eat baked things, I was about to say, I love salmon, so I
Yeah,
usually
me
am
too.
getting salmon when it's black, and sometimes I'll get it fried, but because again we're gonna have to have our little guilty pleasures.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
that salad, I think it's within reason, and trying to again that calorie intake of what you're bringing in, because a person could say, you know what, I'm gonna eat my 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have my cake first, and then a small piece of meat. And I think that's the thing too that I try to do is break my fast with the protein, so my body has something to work on versus just going in with a carb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've a lot of you probably already know, but I've been a vegetarian since 1990. And
What does that mean?
That's a long time ago.
What is that? What is?
Because when people say they're
Oh,
vegans, vegetarians,
I don't eat anything that had a face.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what a
So
vegetarian is.
are you a vegan,
No.
plant-based?
I'm not a vegan. Vegans don't wear anything that came from an animal.
Okay.
They don't.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, so you
I'm a
just-
vegetarian. I'm not a
Okay.
vegan.
Okay.
But I do eat plant-based proteins, but not a lot because that's it's still not live food. Plant-based proteins. I mean, they taste great. Well, to me they do. But it's not living food. It's still processed. So I don't eat them every day. I almost without fail, I have a smoothie in the morning. I don't eat solid food in the morning because I think about being an athlete. If I'm an athlete, I'm gonna warm up before I hit before I go full steam into it.
Absolutely.
Well, and I figure that my digestive system, my limbic system, all those things, they kind of need to warm up too. And I use berries and like protein powder, collagen, and I get orange juice and almond milk and throw a banana, some honey in there, and that's another thing, is that unless you are an athlete, I mean a serious athlete, you don't need any more than 50-60 grams of protein a day. You really don't. Unless now if you're working out, you need more.
Well, and also women of our age need more protein.
Yeah.
So we need about 0.8 times our weight to give us that because of our bones. And so we need to we need to consume more protein.
Okay.
So yeah, so for me, like I have to consume at least 150 grams of protein.
Okay.
So it's different for
Different
everyone.
Yeah,
But because even a older man, because as we get after 30, we lose 30% of our bone density. And
Yeah.
so we have to make sure that, where protein comes for a strengthening of the bones.
Yes.
So we have to make sure that we're getting enough protein. And a lot of times we don't get enough protein.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people think they're getting their protein because they eat meat every day. But how much meat are you eating, right?
And how much of your
And then so how do you get?
Yeah,
and how
that's
do
the
you
other
get it?
thing.
And then how do you get because to hear 0.8 of my body weight, I'm like, shoot, bring in the whole cow. I don't know. So what does that look like?
What do you mean,
As far as how are you going to get that 0.8? Okay, I'm 150 pounds. So what does that look like? I guess if you were going to give me an example of what I would need to intake for as far as protein.
So depending on what your meals for the day looks like. So if I were your coach telling you, okay, you know what, first I would have you to do a food log, to kind of like see what if you're getting enough protein or what that looks like for you in your diet.
Right.
Then after that, we'll start tracking.
Okay.
All right. And so, and there's plenty of apps out there that you can track your protein and see how much you're getting.
Gotcha.
And so for you, it would probably be between 75 to 150, 175 grams of protein a day. You may be getting 55 grams a day, depending on, you may only eat chicken, a handful of chicken once a day, but you may get your protein maybe from
Some broccoli
or either from nuts or something like that,
Okay.
beans or something like
Beans,
that.
okay.
So, but if you, the average person, if you really break down and see what they're eating, the average person typically don't eat a whole lot because they're thinking the less they eat, they're not, the better,
Yeah,
and they're not.
and I will tell
weight.
you, you're right with that, because I feel like when I eat less, I will gain, versus
Yes.
when I eat more, I lose.
And we're supposed to be eating more calories, because
Yeah.
people are like, well, you know what? I only do about 12. I'm calorie deficient, only about 1,200. No,
You gotta eat.
You have to eat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to listen to your body, and you have to eat. So
Exactly.
and it's a little bit different for us again, because that's where those hot flashes and your hormone levels, knowing where that's at, all that comes from your diet.
Right.
That
And
is-
you gotta, and for me, like yesterday, I ate before I went to Bible study. Me and Dad go to Bible study together. And so I went to Bible study, and I was picking something along the way. Then I went home, went to sleep, and got up this morning and was working before I knew it was like 10 o'clock. And I was like, whew, I'm feeling lightheaded, My body's like, you need to eat,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
even for me, I usually don't eat until after 12. But I'll work out in the morning time, and I'm good because my body's used to not eating until after 12. But if for whatever reason, if 9 o'clock hit and my body feel like, or I feel lighter, I'm getting me something to eat.
Right, yeah,
I'm listening to my body. And
Exactly.
again, I need for women to learn to be in tune with their bodies. And a lot of us are not in tune
Right.
because we're so used to just pushing through. No matter what's going on with our body, we just push through.
Right.
Until we break down, and then we looking around like, okay, what I supposed to be doing now?
Exactly.
Now you don't know what to do. You don't have a foundation for
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
because you've been all over the place and you just keep pushing through. And that's what people do when it comes to menopause. They think it's just, it's hot flashes or whatever.
Yeah, it's something else.
It's a whole nother beast.
So what do you suggest for women? Because a lot of women are, stuck and slaves to what the scales say.
Oh my God.
And that's like a huge topic,
Yes.
It's like, how do you, I don't want to say overlook the scale, because the scale is meant to help you. But, but then it can be harmful, because you could
Yes.
you're depriving women, a lot of women deprive their body because of what the scales say.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the first thing I do, for a client, and matter of fact, I told one of my clients last week, how are you with the scale? What type of relationship you have with your scale?
Exactly. Once a
Because
week,
I need to
once a
know,
month.
because some people are obsessed with weighing themselves every day, twice a
Right.
day,
And you
whatever.
can't.
And so when we had the conversation, oh no, I normally don't weigh myself, to blah blah blah, whatever. I was like, okay, fine. So typically, what I have her to do is get your inches, get your measure your waist, your arms, the inches. Get your body fat, because those things are important, and you get your weight at the beginning.
Right.
Then I need for you to remove the scale. If you need your husband or somebody to remove and put that scale away, I need for you to do that. And we're not going to revisit that until when, right?
Right.
And so I think a lot of things, it's a mind thing. We have been taught that the scale dictates everything when it comes to how we feel, how we look, and that's
Right.
not necessarily true.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing strength training, you're gonna build muscle. That means if you're building muscle, what typically is gonna happen?
You're gonna gain
weight.
Yeah.
And people don't relate those two, and so they think, oh my God, I've been going to the gym, I'm gaining weight, I don't want to gain weight. Gaining weight can be okay, if it's in the right places.
Right, correct, yeah.
You may be losing inches, you may be losing body fat percentage, but
yeah.
the average woman or person wouldn't know that.
Exactly. Because I know I dealt with that for a long time, where I put on some clothes, I'm like, well, dang, they fit good, I got some space, but the scale is
It's telling me something different. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, what? So yeah, it is. It's like, well, man, so you have to remind yourself, okay, muscle weighs more than fat. Muscle, as a mantra. Then let it sink in. And so then even too, we can have fluid,
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
that time of the month,
Yes.
and when it goes away, the
Water
yeah,
retention, a lot of things play a role when it comes to your weight. So yeah.
So look, we got a question.
Well, no, I was listening. I like to learn things. So when you were talking about women needing more protein because of the osteoporosis and stuff, it makes sense. But that's something I never thought about. So I will stick that in my little
And
my
you
little
might need some more
toolkit.
protein,
Well,
young man.
Well, I eat a lot of nuts. I eat a lot, I eat beans, because I'm a vegetarian. I
Yeah,
eat those
yeah. things.
So, and I can say I'll start my day with 30, 35 grams of protein. But
Right.
after that, I'm getting protein during the day because I realize the older I get, the more important my muscle health is.
Absolutely.
And that's why I do what I do in the morning. I used to just do yoga and not do any muscle work. But that's not a good thing either, because I was limber, but I wasn't, I didn't feel strong. You know what I'm saying? So you got any muscle that you don't use is going to go to sleep. They medically, I guess they call it atrophy, I guess. But any muscle that you don't use is going to go to sleep. And so the idea is to, and I like yoga because yoga gets you in touch with those little bitty tendons and things.
Absolutely.
That because everybody wants to see the big muscles in the mirror, but nobody thinks about the little the ligaments and the tendons that hold your muscles to the bone, and how important is that they have elasticity as well.
Exactly. And it helps with mobility. As we are getting older, we need mobility. We need to be able to pick those groceries up and squat and do those things. And
Right.
again, because we can
those
do
hips.
it now,
Yeah, it
we
doesn't
don't think about it. I tell Gary all the time, I need for you to do yoga. I need for you to stretch. I need,
You gotta
those things
stretch.
are those
the
things
stretching
are important.
is huge.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Like I even, I'll do the, when you sit down and you squat, I do stretches every morning. I don't do yoga. I got to, introduce that.
Yeah.
But I do my stretching. It's just so important just to kind of feel it through your body, and then especially for us ladies, the hips, and for men too. Just
Well, yeah,
really
no,
stretching those hips.
there's
And
a-
it's huge.
There's a spot that it's never gone away, and I fought it every day. And back when we were living in Oakland, and her sister Megan was going down the stairs. And he had these stairs but they had the space in between them, and then we were up on the second floor, and she fell, and all I could see was her falling through that because she was little. Through the stairs and down, and just bouncing off of stuff. And so I dove and caught her and came down on the stair on my back. And to this day, and I was in my 20s probably, and to this day, and yes, I'm 68, so it happened a while ago. But
He still remembers.
And you still remember, because I'm like, I don't even remember stuff like that.
yeah.
Traumatic experience. The time stop.
I know, right?
Well, I think that's an advantage of diet is helping your memory over the years.
Yes, absolutely.
But I've had
It's a great
yoga has helped me.
avant-garde.
And this is my daughter. See, it doesn't matter. But it has helped me to not become because I started favoring that spot. For years I favored it, and then I noticed that I was not able to move, and just being able to move, y'all, is the game. Trust me.
People don't realize until it's gone.
Until it's gone, and
Yeah.
and being able to move. I love the fact that. In fact, I don't know if the camera would see me, but I can get on my knees and I can go back almost to the floor.
All right, now.
And so, but it is just.
Stop and give me 20.
What, you think I can't?
I know with the kids at the house, and this was during the summer, and I think it was DJ Trey and the little boy, and they were doing push-ups, and so I was able to do a diamond push-up. I think I did 2 of them. They were like, I'm like, yeah, because again, I don't use them all the time, but again, it's just important. So I think for everybody, the audiences, just get active. If you get active, then you can definitely have, age better.
Yes.
And age healthier. Aging is inevitable.
Yes, it's inevitable.
And as they say, getting old ain't for the weak.
Daggone
Ain't for the
it.
weak.
But it helps.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Right? But it helps if you're stronger. And it enables you to get through it a lot easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
So then how does a person get in contact with you? And, because, they want to do some online classes, which I love. I need to sign up for those on the days that I'm not actually going in and, and working out. So how would a person sign up?
Well, first, I want to tell them about my 5K walk.
Oh.
So, so I'm having a hot flash 5K walk or run. And if you only can do 1 mile, You still get a shirt and a medal, okay?
Okay.
So it's like you do what you can do. So
love
it's
that.
going to be October the 18th at Mike Lewis Park in Grand Prairie.
Okay.
And you can contact me at ShalandaBarnett.com. You can also join my Facebook group, Menopause Transformation Movement.
Okay.
Yes.
Kim, you gonna do the 5K walk?
Yes,
got
she
it?
is. Yes,
Look at her.
she
yeah.
looks so enthused.
I know.
Look at so I have a question because this is something that I struggle with. I teach and say I'm allergic to cardio, so I love doing strength training, things like that. Running, high pace, walking, I get the itchies. When my blood gets to circulating through my body and I start itching. How do you push through that, or is there anything you can do, or is that just bad circulation?
I have no idea. I have no. So you're saying when your body gets high intense,
right? And then my blood's flowing, and then my legs will start itching.
So are you doing that like when you just like walking like a fast paced walk,
or run? Yeah. Once I get warmed up, I'm just like, okay, that blood, and it's like I can feel my blood flowing through my body.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Now, I'm just going to tell you this. Now, I can tell you this. When it comes to us, we don't need to do anything high intense.
Okay.
That's first and foremost. Cardio, yes, we still need for heart health,
Right.
but you don't have to do anything high intense to try to get your heart rate up. You
Okay.
can do that with strength training.
Okay.
Walking, power walking, get you a weighted vest, keep it moving. All
Okay.
that running.
Right.
We only got 1 pound knees.
I know, right?
Okay.
You got to sing. And I've seen the videos they be singing to their knees. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
you only got one pound knees, so it's like you don't have to do any high intense anymore. Just
Okay.
do your strength training. If you can do Pilates, yoga,
Right.
walking every day, cycling, those things work for us.
Okay. We got to wrap it up. Okay, so ShalandaBarnett.com
Yes.
and sign up for the walk. They can sign up for the walk.
Yes,
there.
sign up for the walk. Yes.
And
It's going to be lots of fun. October the 18th, High Flash 5K.
And you're gonna be hot
if
doing
you are
5K.
experiencing menopause symptoms, definitely get in touch with her. I've learned some things today that won't be helping me directly, but some things will.
But you know what? As a man, and that's what I tell Gary. As a man, because while we going through this,
Right.
our spouses are going through something because we going through it.
Right.
They don't know what to do.
Right.
So
Right.
you learning something, you can help your partner, your spouse, and say, you know what, I could be a little bit more understanding.
As soon as I find one.
Oh, okay.
I know. But if he was to meet someone in their early 50s and was going through it, you wouldn't know how to handle it, Dad.
Yes. I mean,
yeah.
even in their 60s, because some women are going through
In their 60s.
in their
Oh,
60s.
see?
So yeah.
Get you a 60.
Yeah, he
you know.
said when you said 50s, he was talking about.
I know.
Yeah, he's talking about that's a little bit. Yeah, but yeah,
Well, 50 is a good age.
it's a good age.
What about,
Okay,
what about
yeah.
80, the other direction?
80 is a good age too. But,
Okay,
I mean, for me now that might be because I am mobile.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
That's some women out there can hold their own now.
You need to get with her. So I need phone numbers. I need information. And what the robot say?
5K,
Input.
I got you.
If you're 80 years old and can do the 5K, no, I'm just
Look, Gary aunt is 91, 92, and she walk every day 3 miles a day. So don't get it twisted now. Yeah, I want to be like her when I grow up.
I know, right? Okay, well, we've been put out.
Yep.
So go ahead, Dad, what you say?
So anyway, the clock on the wall says that we don't have to go home, but we do have to get the out of here. So
That's right.
Shalanda, thank you
Thank
much
you,
for
thank you. Yes,
for sharing that
absolutely.
information with us, because menopause is something that almost every woman is going to. Are there women that don't really quickly that don't go through menopause? Are
Some have not gone through
Yeah.
menopause.
Okay.
Every
It
woman
was
is
just so
different.
faint, they didn't know.
Yep.
And so, as we always say, love yourself so
Right.
that you can love someone else, and come back next week.
Come back next week. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you for hanging out with us, and until then, take care. See y'all later.
Bye.
Hey, this is Charlie.
This is JR.
Host of Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. Broadcasting live each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios.
Log on to hear us speaking the facts on current events, family, and finances.
So be sure to log on each week on Wednesday at 7 p.m.